All right, all right. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing today? I'm getting myself ready, How y'all doing today? Listen, this is the look. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Val Dan, so I'm excited to be here. I am the Gratitude Grandmaster, okay? And this is our first show of Elevating with Gratitude. And I have a very, very special person that I'm going to bring on. Look, she's getting herself ready. It's all good. It is all good. Yes, she's backstage. We are streaming. Okay, so hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Hello, TikTok. Okay, we are streaming. She's backstage, putting how we got to put the final touches on everything. Okay, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But we are just having a conversation today, okay? Because I decided to bring this on to help encourage everyone, okay? Listen, and school is never out for the pro, myself as well, okay? And if you guys know my story, several years ago, and in case you don't know, I'm about to tell you, several years ago, about 6 years ago. Wait, 2018, do the math. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 6 years ago, I was at the point where I said, enough is enough. Okay? That's where I was. And for many years, I was just single on my own. And, I had a lot of things happen to me as a child or early years. My mom died when I was 7. There's a lot of things that happened, right? I'm not here to go all into it. But it's just to let you know, for a long period of time, I was just considered myself just feeling really down, okay? And I had tried everything that I could think of, right? And nothing seemed to work. Nothing seemed to take me out of these voices that I had in my head of telling me that, the struggle is real and I just wasn't going to make it, right? And I tried to not listen to those voices, but I got to a point, and because I didn't know how to think. I wasn't a neuroencoding specialist. I wasn't certified in this. I didn't know any of this. I didn't believe in any of this stuff that y'all hear me talking about today. But I overheard a video because I was about to do it, y'all. I'm just gonna say it like this. I had set my date, okay, and I had convinced myself that there wasn't a reason for me to go on, that nobody would care, right? And that may have been true. That really may have been true. But I had got to the point where I convinced myself of this, right? And once you convince yourself of something, I don't want y'all to even ever go there. Okay, I really don't. But I overheard someone talk about gratitude. I mean, it was just a short little video that I overheard. And I said, you know what? What if I reach the pearly gates and, Almighty tells me, well, why didn't you do the thing that I asked you to do? And I sent you a message. I sent you a messenger. And that simple message was this: to focus on what I'm grateful for. Just 5 minutes a day. Just write it down. 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for every day. Well, long story short, that changed my life for real, because I'm here today. Y'all see the smile on my face? It is not fake. It is real. Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you. It is real. I feel good. I feel blessed, okay? And I'm grateful for every little thing. But that first week, I started feeling just a smidge better, to the point where I moved my date, because that was a Friday, my 5th date. Saturday was going to be my date. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? But it made it so that I said, well, maybe I'll go one more week. I went another week, still doing the same thing, writing down what I was grateful for. And by the end of that week, boy, I felt better. Long story short, by the end of 4 weeks, you couldn't tell me nothing. I wanted to live. I've been this way for 6 years. Yes, have I had ups and downs? Yes. Life is that way. Let's be real. But it doesn't affect me the same way that it used to all them years, okay? It doesn't affect me the same way. And so I have been mandated to tell you guys and to bring on anybody that I find interesting, okay? And yes, I'm about to bring you up. You looking beautiful. I see you, girl. I see you, okay? I'm about to bring you on, okay? Because I am bringing to you a special person. I think it's been about 2 months, maybe a little over 2 months since this person and I met each other, right? But let me tell you, and oh God, I'm not gonna get emotional because she don't know this, but she's been a light to me every single day. We work together, and she's been a light to me. Just her attitude, but y'all, she be dressed, okay? I mean, just her whole attitude, but she's genuine. And you know what? I also know that she is a light. And when I say a light, she's interested in gratitude. Like when she found out that I kind of did a little bit with gratitude, and I kind of, coached a little bit, and I talked about this kind of stuff, it really piqued her interest, and she said she was interested in it, right? And so we're going to have a real conversation today. She's a single mom, okay? I want you guys to hear her story, okay? And we're just having a conversation. This is just a conversation, right? But the aim and the hope is that it will touch you, and that it will make a mark on your life that cannot be erased, okay? And so for all of you guys on Twitter or wherever, if you want to see us live, click over the link in my bio. Get on my YouTube, because it's on YouTube right now. We're broadcasting live, and you can see the whole thing, okay? And you can meet the wonderful, the incredible, the beautiful. Oh God, wait till y'all see her. She's beautiful, like natural beauty. Chondise. So let me add Chondise here. Hold on, I'm about to bring you up, lovely. Oh, there you are. Hey, Chondise.
Hey, can you see me?
Hey, you see me?
I can
Chondise?
see you, but I can't see you.
Huh? You can see me, but you can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
I see you fine.
Am I supposed to see myself? Maybe that's the question.
Do you see yourself right now?
Not at all.
No, that's fine. You don't need to. You see me, right? Let me see.
I see you.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do it like, well, we should be side by side. Hold on. What does that do for you? Does that do anything different?
It does not, actually.
Okay. Well, as long as you can see your beautiful face. It might be the way that everything's positioned. I don't know. Like, I have a bigger screen here, so I don't know if it has to be sideways or not for you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Try that.
If you was able to see, if not, I'm not sure. It's just
Yeah,
okay.
we can see you. Beautiful.
I still can't believe I signed up to do this with you. I cannot believe this
What?
happened.
Not you. You are perfect for this, girl. You are. You so beautiful. From the time that I first saw you, I was like, oh my God, she must be a model or something like that, right? And models can, and listen, no, I'm not here to offend anyone, But sometimes models can be a little bit like this, right? You did not strike me that way. You're very, very, very down to earth type person, right? And we've had some really wonderful, great conversations. Okay. And we're gonna have another one tonight. So Chondise,
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
us about you. Tell us who you are. Tell us about
Okay. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Chondise. I'm 31 years young. I am from Beaufort, South Carolina, born and raised, but I'm currently out here in the Queen City in Charlotte now. I am the mom of a beautiful little 8-year-old little lady by the name of Cadence, the oldest of three. I love all things girly and pretty. I love good energy. I like fun. I love anything that involves a good drink. That's kind of like the gist we're gonna start with right there.
it. Okay. That sounds good. All
What's
right,
up?
that sounds really good. Cadence. Now, how old did you say Cadence is?
Cadence is 8.
She's 8. So you said you're 31.
Mm-hmm.
So you had her at a
22.
fairly 22. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fairly young age. Okay. And so tell us, what it's like being a mom at the age, starting out at 22. And what has it been like? I mean, is she there? Is she here with you now? Or, tell us whatever you'd like to know about, us to know about.
Got you. So I had Cadence when I was 22, and although I was grown or legal, I was still super scared when I learned I was pregnant. Um, for one, I am the result of teen pregnancy, and so is my mother. So everyone in my family pretty much had already had their babies as teenagers. So it was already thought that she's not even going to make it out of high school without no baby. So even at 22, like I said, I was scared to tell my mom. I was like, how do I tell them this? So I freaked out immediately, and I was the only one freaking out because everybody else was like, okay, but I was scared. So
Right.
I started my journey just scared. Um,
But they
my
were like
pregnancy.
cool with it. So were they like was your mom? I mean, how did they react? Like because they had been teenage moms, like you said your grandmother and your
Hmm.
mom.
Hmm.
So I mean, were they cool about it, or were they like, this ain't gonna happen to my baby? You know what I'm saying? But how did they react to it?
My mama surprised me. I knew I was pregnant immediately because I was always sick. Like I was like, I don't feel good. Why am I sick? This and that. And I was sleeping a lot. And my mama, everybody knew I had my little boyfriend and everything. And my mama was like, Shondice, you still sleeping? You sure you not pregnant? You this, and I'm like, no. And she wasn't like mad or she was just like, Shondice, you sure you not pregnant? And I was scared to tell her. Because I still hadn't had my official doctor's appointment, which was when I was gonna tell her. But one day I was super, super sick, and she was asking me, and she was like, Shondi, she was like, all right now, what you got going on? And I was like, I think I'm pregnant. I was like, I took a test, and the test said I'm pregnant, but the doctor didn't tell me I'm pregnant yet. So, and she didn't say anything. She didn't talk trash about it. She didn't say anything about it. But her little friends started to know yeah, girl. So she was, it was low key excitement for her. My grandma, when I told her, I was scared to tell her. She was like, I was like, yeah, so, you're going to be a great grandmother. And she was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah. And that was all I got out of that one. The other one, I told her she was talking to me about praying or whatever. And I said, well, grandma, I got one more person for you to pray for. She was like, what you mean? I said, Grandma, I'm pregnant. She was happy. She was excited. And so, I mean, I really didn't. My one grandma gave me kind of like that, but everybody else took it well.
Right. That's cool. That's good. That's good. So you were at a point, so, I study the mind and our own limitations that we kind of set on ourselves and
Mhm.
stuff. So, you know, you were scared. You said you were
Yeah,
scared. You were
very.
terrified. Like, did you grow up like you knew that your mom was a teenage mom, right? You knew your grandmother, right? But did
Mhm.
you ever say anything to yourself about that as you grew up? Like, was there anything that you ever said to yourself?
Yeah, honestly, certain experiences growing up, I also because I was like, I don't want kids. I don't
Mm,
want to have children. I don't
mm,
want my baby to feel how I may have felt certain times. I was like, I
mm-hmm.
don't want to do that to another person, especially a person that's supposed to be. So it's I was kind of like, I don't want to be a mother. Like I don't, especially in my early 20s. It just was something I didn't even think of, and that it was definitely like, no, I don't want to
Right,
do it.
right. So growing up, okay, let's talk about this is interesting for me. Um, growing up, your mom was a single mom, right? I guess, right? And you just kind of said what it was like for you growing up. Can you touch on some of those things? What it was like for you growing up like that?
So when I say that, I don't never want to give anybody the impression that I had like a horrible childhood or my family, because it's
Mm-hmm,
not that.
mm-hmm,
But I just my dynamic was different. So again, I had this young mom, a teenager. So my dad died when I was a little girl. So I have a
mm,
younger brother that's 2 years younger than me, and our dad died when I was 5 years old. So I had already grown up without my dad, and like I had that dynamic where like my entire family always kind of like pitched in with us. They always picked up any slack. Like we never went without or nothing like that.
mm-hmm,
But it was like certain mentalities that I would hear maybe certain family members say, where sometimes I never felt like celebrated or happy as a child. I would sometimes feel like a burden
mm-hmm,
where, okay, I feel like maybe my mama and them, they wouldn't be mad or upset if they didn't, if I wasn't here, if I didn't, because that I feel like her dynamic of what she thought it was going to be for her was snatched from her too. And I
mm-hmm,
feel like I always kind of maybe carry like some sort of guilt or was like a constant reminder of her life as she knew it being like blown it like
right. Like she sacrificed, like for having you, that you were around, and you might have maybe kept her. You felt this as a child, right?
yeah.
That you may have kind of kept her from what being all she could be. Is that right or what?
I won't say that, but
Not that you
and I
did, but
can't.
that you
It's
maybe as a
hard
child felt that
because
way.
yeah, it's hard because you never really know how like a person thinks or whatever. But I just know me where I am right now to have this baby and have these babies young, and I've got
Mm-hmm.
this man that I'm in love with, and I just think we gonna live the rest of our years. We
Mm-hmm.
living together, like because from every story I've ever been told, my father is a stand up man. Is I have like this great thing and just yanked from you, and not only to be without that, but now you got this constant reminder of that. Like I just kind of felt like the reminder of my mother's pain, like of just and when you go places and everybody like that girl looked just like her daddy. How does
Mm-hmm.
that make like I just used to feel some type of way and I like I said, I felt like a burden. I kind of felt like mm, honestly it's something I never even spoke about out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then like I said, with me being the oldest, it's kind of like I just felt like I added a lot of like oh, it's so hard to. I've never talked
No,
about this
I
though.
know, I know, I know. I know. It's amazing how you know we feel something. Sometimes we feel things so deeply in our own selves, but when we're asked these questions and we voice it, it's kind of difficult sometimes to voice it. Even
Mm-hmm.
me, I was in the shower the other day, not trying to give too much information, but I asked myself questions, right? And I got a download. I call it a download. I got a download on my own situation why I struggle with certain things. And it was like a constant, it was like a download. It took half a second. And it was like, you're this way because this certain thing happened to you 30 years ago that I have forgotten about. And it's affecting me today, how I deal. I'm gonna just say, even how I deal with men. It's affected me, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, something that happened 30 years ago. Okay, I know I'm dating myself, but 30 years ago, I was, let me see, 30 years ago, daggone it, you was one. What the heck is going,
Mm. Mm.
what is going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I'm just telling you, it's just amazing how we are as humans, how our mind works and things that can happen to us even as a child can affect us today. So when you're voicing these things, um, it's okay. Just know this is a safe place, you know, but it's almost like you're peeling back the onion, and I'm peeling back the onion too, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
called life, right? So it may be something for you to explore. You don't have to explore it right here if you don't want to, but on your own, maybe that's something for you to write down and explore. You know, how did it make me feel? You know, and is there a connection between that and your mom even today? How you guys do with each other? You know, do you guys have a nice relationship now, or just tell me? Because I think your daughter is back home, right?
Mm-hmm. So she lives with her dad back home.
Okay.
Um, my mother and I, we do not have a relationship because my mother is no longer with me. I lost my
Oh,
mother a few years ago to breast cancer.
oh, I'm sorry.
She's no
Okay.
longer. It's okay. So
Oh, I
she's
didn't.
no longer here.
Mhm.
But what I can say is, growing up, I've always kind of felt like estranged with my mama. Like, yeah, that's my mama. I know that's my mama. She's around. But like I said, our dynamic was different. So it was almost like, yeah, my mama is my mama, but grandma kind of trumps mama. And
Mhm.
like my aunt was so, because it's that it was weird. It's like grandma really got the final say. So she the head of it all.
Right.
Mama really only a few, like, it really felt like that. Um,
Right.
but she always was still a mother. I lived with my mother. If I was with my mother, I was with my grandma. She worked, she provided for us all of that. But
Mhm.
we just had like a mother daughter. Like my mama takes care of me. I'm her child. And listen, like we never growing up. Me and my mother, we never talked. We never had like conversations, anything like that whatsoever. Um, we honestly did not begin to talk until after I had my daughter, and I truly feel like that was because I had my baby, and something about because the change really came from her, not so much me. But I think it was maybe something about seeing her daughter become a mother that kind of switched something in my mama. Because
Mhm.
honestly, once I had my daughter, our dynamic really changed, and she really did kind of like become my homegirl, and we could like talk. And I feel like we just started to understand each other more as women, not just
Mhm.
that's my child, that's my mama, but like as a woman, that type of relationship started to form between us.
Right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So that's a good thing. So is that something you could say you can be grateful for?
Absolutely. And that's just one of the things that makes me more grateful for my baby because I feel like I would have never had that relationship with my mother if it wasn't for her. And I'm grateful for it because, like I said, in those couple years after I had my daughter, when I did have her, um, the things that my mother said for me, I can't really tell you too much of things my mama said for me as a child, but I know once I had my certain things she said that just stuck. That'll never leave me. I'm thankful for that. Those are things that I use today in my life. So I can just be glad for the few years that I did have with her. Like that's one thing I always try to before I get say I'm just thankful that we got to experience that somehow in some sort of way before she left. So I'm
Yes.
grateful.
Yes. Isn't that beautiful? And so, what at one point you were scared to death, you find out you're pregnant, right? You're
Mhm.
like, how is this happening to me? I didn't even want kids, right?
Mhm.
And now here I am pregnant. and you're so much fear, and then you tell your mom, you tell your grandmother, and they're okay with it. And the full circle is it really did enhance your relationship with your mom for you to be grateful. Isn't that amazing how something
It
we feel
is.
like we at the end that we can't, there's no way that we can get beyond this. This is such a terrible thing, even though it's a blessing as a child, right? It's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But how that thing can just kind of switch to being something, you would never take that away, that experience away from you. It's something to be grateful for. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. It is.
Wow.
I'm grateful. I really am.
So I hope that you harness that. I hope that you're able to. I mean, I'm a journaler. I don't know if you're a journaler or anything like that, but I would. I think it would be great if you could just write some of these things down, some of these life lessons down, right? Um, and maybe even have those for your daughter, right? While it's in your head, because as time goes on, you'll forget. Like I forgot stuff 30 years ago what happened to me, right? But
Absolutely.
it I always tell people what you write, you invite. What you write, you invite is permanent. And so that's just such a beautiful thing for you to have. And then maybe, as your daughter, as she gets older, definitely, that, I mean, who knows what'll happen, but that would be something that would be beautiful to share.
Yeah, I always think about that. Because like I said, I never thought that I would be here like in my mid 20s without my mama. So that is something that I always did say I want to do. Like that's honestly like my biggest fear is like leaving my baby here. Like feeling like unprepared, not knowing how to deal with like not. So I always say like I want to give her something to like leave here with her once I'm gone. Like, and I feel like sometimes it's so much because she's 8, but sometimes certain things happen, and I just tell her, I'll be like, "Okay, XYZ, because 1, 2, 3 gonna be like." And I think sometimes she's like, "But mama," but it's like we don't know. So it's like even if your little 8-year-old mind can flash back to this, when you're in your early 20s going through whatever, I want you to somehow pull it out the back of your head. My mama told me this. I know
Hmm.
this because, like, I really want her to have that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
I
beautiful.
definitely there with you with leaving,
Yeah.
the things you learn in life with her.
Yeah. I mean, even it's just something, I mean, we know you're going to be around, you're going to be around, but it can just be something where you dated it. These are your thoughts, and you guys can come back and revisit it, you know, at a later time in life. I told you my mom died when I was 7, right? So I really wish, even my grandmother's too. My grandmother died when I was what, 20 years old. But what if my mother and my grandmother had just left a little diary, a little something, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I would treasure that, you know? Like even your mom could have written some things down. Wouldn't you treasure that? You know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we always think about leaving our, inheritance for our kids and money and all that stuff. And all of that is important. But keep in mind, if you write some things down, I call it a gratitude journal. I only put things that are great in there, that things that I'm grateful for in there, right? Or life lessons. I write those things down. Now I don't have any kids of my own. And my cat, she can't read it. But I feel like I feel like somewhere, and it's because I'm putting it out here, my gratitude journals are going to be in museums one day, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it is life lessons. It is just things that I'm grateful for, even the smallest things, because gratitude really, really, really changed my life. Okay. And so I'm going to ask every guest to practice some gratitude. Okay. Get yourself a little journal. All right.
Okay.
So Cadence is back home with her dad, right? And then you see her, sure y'all have a schedule or whatever.
Yeah, it's not a set schedule, but it's very often. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
always home. I've been home almost every weekend for like the past like 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then before that I've always worked at home. So I've been able to go home and spend a few weeks back home with her. So get on her break summer. So, you know, still very present, still very active, still
Yeah.
I'm just not there on the day to day, but yeah.
Yeah. And so how does that make you feel? Like how like is that I mean, we're gonna talk I'd love to talk about maybe some
Mom
struggles. I don't know if
guilt,
that's a struggle. You said
mom
mom guilt?
guilt.
What is mom guilt? Explain that to me.
Mom
What
guilt
is
is
that?
when you just feel like you're doing something wrong or you did something wrong and you feel like it may be affecting the relationship between you and the child.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of are always wondering like, would this be happening? And if I was there, or you know, like that, just that guilty feeling that you may be not giving your child something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not an easy feeling. I'm pretty sure you may have some viewers that are children. I mean, that have children that have to sacrifice somewhere, whether it's a job that keeps them occupied and away from the kids more than they want. They got their own like it's something where you feel like you're not giving 100%, and you're gonna feel that mama guilt. And I feel it not being there.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
yeah, that.
let's work on that a little bit if you don't mind.
Oh my gosh, now what?
Let's work on that a little bit. Okay, so why? Okay, what is it that I always start with what a person wants? What is it that what is it that you wanted, or what was the reason? If you like to share, why why do you feel like this is best?
Um, So at the time, I had a cousin that was living in Charlotte, and we were close. So I thought, and she asked me, she was asking me for years, like, Shawnee's, come move to Charlotte, move to Charlotte, move to Charlotte. You can come stay with me, you know, bring the baby, come on here. You need a fresh start, especially after my mama passed. She was like, you know, come here. We gonna do like X, Y, Z. And for the longest, I was like, no, no, no. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
leaving home.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my little boyfriend. I'm not leaving my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
My family, my mama was gonna have a fit if I took her grandbaby somewhere. So it
Right.
was like, no. But then I lost my mama. I broke up with my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to a place where I was like, I'm not really happy home anymore. So when she asked me again, my lease was coming to an end. And it was like, you know what? Is that invitation still open? She was like, yeah, girl. And I was like, okay, I'm coming. So the intent was to have bring my daughter. I was all prepared to bring her. So when I had that conversation with her dad, he was like, "What? You moving? Like, how you gonna move this and that?" And I'm like, "I don't want to be in Buford anymore. I'm not happy here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be here." Uh, and kind of like in the final minute, he was like, "How would you feel if I kept Kate?" And I was like, "Hell no." Because he was only like a weekend dad. And I still
Mm-hmm.
had to help on those weekends. So I'm like, how are you going to have her full time?
Right.
Um, but we went through a lot. And he felt like when I would ask and say certain things, he was like, well, how do you need this? And what is she need? And I was like, you know, he may need to see what what this full time life is like. Because you have so much commentary as a weekend daddy. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you need to take that. And because at the time I didn't have a job or anything lined up, I was just, to me, I was bringing everything I needed, my stuff and my baby. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, cool. You know what? Fine. You take it from there, you know, and we'll figure the rest out. And that's how that ended up happening. What ended
Right.
up happening.
And how long has she been there with him now?
It's been 3 years.
3 years. Okay. And so, how is Cadence? How is she? And how is everything working?
Cadence is fine. She's like literally just like this little live wire. She's the sweetest thing. Like she's so sweet. She's so humble. She's so kind. Like she's literally just this little amazing person. Um, She likes being with her dad, but at her core, she is like a mama's girl. She does want to be with her mom, but she's well adjusted there. He is a good father to her. My
Okay.
family is still very active with her as well, so
Okay.
she's good. She just
So
good.
most of her family is there.
Yeah, all of our family is there.
All of her family is there. Do
Yeah,
you
we're
feel like
we're both born and raised from Beaufort, so that's
okay?
yeah.
So do you feel that as a little girl, like how old is Kaden? She's 8, right?
Hmm.
Do you feel that as a little girl that it's best for her to be around her family?
That is best to what?
For her to be around her family?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, you said absolutely, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Do like this for me. Absolutely. Say absolutely again.
Absolutely.
Absolutely what? It's good for Cadence to what?
It's good for her to. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Come
I
on,
caught
say
that.
it.
Absolutely. It's good for her to be with her family.
Absolutely, it's good for Cadence to be with her family, right?
Absolutely. It's good for Cadence to be with her family.
Right, exactly. So let's. What we're doing is we're triggering that in to you. Okay, we're triggering that in because you would not do anything that was not in Cadence's best interest, correct?
Correct.
Let's do it.
I
Correct.
would not do anything that's not good for Cadence's best interest.
Exactly. Right. And I would like to also reiterate that you are your own person. You are a single, beautiful woman. Okay. And that it is okay for you to be able to express yourself in this world the way that you want to express yourself. It is okay. Is it not okay for you to be able to be adventurous and to go places that you want to go and not be confined to a small town if you feel that you shouldn't be?
It's okay.
Huh? Is it?
It is. It's okay.
It is okay. Because you wouldn't want to even hinder anyone, right? Even as a little girl, you didn't want to be in the way of your mom, did you?
Correct.
Correct? Come on. Let's do 2 snaps to that.
Mm. Wow, you tricked me coming on here today. You tricked me, but I'm gonna stay with it, and I'm gonna keep snapping, and I'm gonna trust the process.
Hey, I didn't know your story like this, right? This is
Mhm.
not planned.
Right.
But I want you, well, and I want you to know that it's all good. You turned out excellent. Would you not agree? Oh, I don't get no snaps for that.
You do. I agree.
You agree? Do you agree that you're beautiful?
I agree.
Do you agree that you are smart?
I agree.
Very intelligent. You ain't no slouch.
I agree.
You agree? Do you agree that you've made some hard decisions, but you've made
I,
some really good decisions, right?
I agree.
Do you agree that you're a responsible type person?
I agree.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Cause that's just the on like yeah, I just gotta be honest. Most times, yes. I mean, I'm gonna keep going.
You were okay. I get these are things that we can always work on ourselves, right? Like no
Hmm.
one is perfect, right?
Hmm.
And there, listen, whether you're mom, whether you're single, we all have voices, okay?
Hmm.
And I'm talking about me. I'm taking the camera off of you right now, right? I'm taking it. the focus off of you. I'm talking in general.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, including myself. The reason that I was at the point 6 years ago of enough is enough is because I had those voices that everyone has voices. Now that I understand, everyone has voices that in their head that are critical, right? That criticize. We have fear of rejection, right? Fear of failure, okay? Fear of success. Imposter syndrome. We tell ourselves we're not good enough to ourselves. We tell ourselves so we can really become our worst enemy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so if you tell yourself these things enough times, what happens? It gets rehearsed over and over again. How do we learn? We learn through repetition. And it gets into our subconscious mind and it becomes a part of who we are. But I want to let you know that you can actually change your programming. You can reprogram yourself. The same way that I pet programmed myself for years and years and years that life is not the way I want it to be. This is not working out. Even though I had a picture of it, people would see my life. I'm sure they would think, oh, she's got it going on. She's got her own house. She's single. She's got a job. She's got this, that, and the other, right? But it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It matters what we think of ourselves. Of myself, I felt, yeah, I have accomplished things, but I always would say that I wasn't good enough. And so I was very critical of myself, right? When I started practicing gratitude, everything it started to change. And I didn't even know what I was doing back then. Now I know, I understand it. But what I did was I interrupted my own pattern, the pattern of the negative talk, me telling myself I'm not good enough, me telling myself I'm not responsible. Okay. All those things that I was telling myself. By taking just a moment and writing down what I'm grateful for, even for that one moment, 5 minutes to do it, changed me. And I kept doing it over and over again. And even to this day, I do it. So when y'all see me smiling and people say, oh, I like your energy, it really has to do with I reprogrammed myself. Am I perfect? No, no one is perfect. But now I know and I understand why what I'm telling you works. Okay? So we all have areas, Chondise, that we need to work on. Okay? Including yours truly. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
it is okay. So I'm going to start to wrap this up. But before we go, I want to know some things that you're grateful for. Can you think of things that you're grateful for right now?
Absolutely. You know, this is something, and I notice the difference in my day when I do it. Um, when I get up first thing in the morning, even though I be dog tired and I be so mad that alarm clock goes off, I wake up and I just be like, Lord, I thank you for waking me up.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I just do that, I take it from there. And then a lot of the times, like in the car on the way to work, I take a moment and I just say it. So off top, I'm always grateful for life. I'm always thankful that I was able to wake up. That when I wake up, there's a roof over my head. I have clothes to put on my back. I'm not without anything. All of my needs are met. I'm always grateful. I'm grateful for traveling mercies on the way to and from work. I'm thankful for that I have a job that I'm able to make money to provide for myself.
Yes.
I thank
Mm-hmm.
God for my baby. I thank
Yeah.
God for the people in my life that are loving and grateful and appreciative of me, the people that are in my corner, whether they're family or not. I thank God for the experiences, whether I learned from them initially, like I may have should have or not. I just I've just learned to just be grateful for it all, rather like the big or small. It could be the little things. Like even if I'm on the way. home out or whatever, and the storm is clear outside, and then the minute I get home, it started pouring down. God, I'm grateful that you let me get to that house before it just started doing whatever it's doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful for it all. I'm thankful that I'm not where I was, that I haven't allowed some of the thoughts that I've had before to consume my mind. I'm thankful for God, like I always say, like I'm grateful for His grace and His mercy keeping me. I've been working on my relationship with God, um, and that's really honestly what made me start kind of like practicing gratitude, like being grateful for the things that God has blessed me with. Because I'm learning that if you're not grateful for the things that He's blessing you with, how can He bless you with more? You're not gonna, if you don't appreciate what He's giving you now, how can He trust you to give you more and that you're still gonna be grateful? So that's just where I'm at. That's, like I said, that's just the top things that, like, when I just think about what I'm grateful for.
Yes.
Those are those
That's
things.
beautiful, Chondise. It really is. And so I encourage you to keep doing that. Keep doing that because there's power in that. And even if you get to the place where you start to write those things down, I believe that whatever emanates from you when you're grateful, even if it's just 5 little minutes a day, right? It goes out into the universe, and then the universe or God brings it back to you multiplied. So as you start, and I know this from my own life, as you begin to practice this gratitude consistently, you're going to start seeing miracles. And then you've already had miracles and things that have happened for you. You're going to see these things even come at you more and more and more. You're going to understand, especially if you're writing these things down, that you have made some excellent decisions in life. Okay?
Absolutely.
You really have. So, Chondise, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you for gracing us with your beauty today, okay? And your wisdom and your knowledge. I really do appreciate you for real. Okay, for real, for real. That's my heart to you. Okay. And so, Chondise, if they want to check you out, if anybody wants to check you out on social media, how would they do that?
My Instagram is not the nicest name. I'm
Okay.
actually at a place where I'm a little embarrassed by it now. I've had it since I've been in high school, though. In my
That's
defense,
okay.
I'm gonna edit it though,
It's
but
okay.
it is.
It just
That's
that just
pretty.
show it's just gonna show how far you've come. So it's all right.
It is. Let me actually check because I don't even give this thing out. One second, because I want to tell y'all right.
Okay.
Listen, it's just Instagram name. I'm so not there anymore. It's underscore pretty
Okay.
damn rude. Pretty
Okay, what is it?
DAMN. Stop making me
Ruben?
sick. Rude.
Oh, okay. Pretty. Okay, I can't even say it. I can't
Pretty
say
damn.
it. Pretty damn rude on Instagram. Okay? We said it. Okay?
Underscore.
So
Yes.
underscore. Underscore. Okay?
Yeah.
Underscore.
Underscore
All right.
pretty damn rude.
Underscore pretty damn rude. Bam. And just like that. And you can see
Boom.
how far she has come. Boom.
Yes. Yes, she
Yes.
has.
See? Growth is a beautiful thing.
It is. And we
Okay?
run from it, but it's so beautiful. I'm so glad
It
I'm
is.
starting to embrace it.
Yes. Yes, you're such a beautiful. Well, I want you back on again at some time because I think this was absolutely fantastic.
It was. I didn't know what to expect, and I still didn't even. Oh my God, Val, this was crazy. But this was cool though. I liked it, and thank you so much for inviting me and having me on your show.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you. You're my first guest. You're my
I
first
know
guest.
I'm
So,
honored.
yes. And you can go back and you can look at the replay. Okay. And yes, and you're gonna learn some things about yourself, okay? So on my YouTube is my name. I had to say it's my name, Valencia Dancer. is my YouTube. And you guys should be able to see that on there, right? So just look it up. Make sure you follow me, please, because I am trying to get my follows up on YouTube. So subscribe and follow and all that kind of stuff and like, okay, and tell other people about it. And you guys go out there and check out Chondise at
Pretty damn
_pretty
rude.
damn rude. And
And it's
she's
actually
not
that
that
on
no
all
more.
platforms. It's that
Huh?
on Twitter, which is now known as
Oh,
X. That's my
okay.
Instagram.
Okay.
I'm Facebookless right now. I deactivated.
Okay. It's fine.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. You on TikTok?
I am 843 Slim.
Okay. 843 Slim
Yeah.
on TikTok. Okay. And we're on TikTok right now too. So okay.
Are we? Oh my God, Val, you got me all over the internet. You got me all on Beyonce's internet with you right now.
Because you deserve to be. You're beautiful. You deserve to be. And you're all that. You're smart, you're intelligent, all that stuff. Start telling yourself that. You are that. That's how I see you. And that's the way it is. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I will see you later on. Thank you so much for being on. Peace out to you. Peace
Girl.
out to everybody. Okay? And you guys make it a great evening. And I will see you guys next Tuesday at the same time. All right? So tune in. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Love you. Love you.